How's it going, listeners? Welcome back to CuboldCast. This is actually our fourth and final episode in our mini Halloween series. In this last episode, we're going to be talking about Outlast.
It's very sad. The Halloween
Outlast?
season...
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no, not Outlast. The Halloween season is already about to be done.
Yeah.
And it feels like it just started.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, last week I was going to go to this local thing that we have. It's like this Halloween trail thing. But they were completely sold out for the entire...
Yeah,
entirety
you
of the
invited
Halloween
me.
series.
But
That's actually
then
crazy.
You told me it was sold out.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, so, and also I think the other place is the other one. I don't even think they're gonna do it this year.
Oh, really?
You know, compounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's so eager to go to these things that they sell out quickly.
That's true because I think last year I don't think there might have been.
We
a
didn't really
few.
have many things last year.
I mean, a lot of them were outside, but then again, people dress up with makeup and stuff. So would they be wearing a mask or something? Because like,
oh, I don't
they
know.
can't get close to people.
You
or
can
whatever.
make that to your advantage, like a surgical mask.
That's
like
true,
with
yeah.
blood all over it or something.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of cool.
like a hospital theme type.
Yeah, like the doctor from Outlast.
Oh my
Way to tie it
gosh.
in.
That one actually, that guy was annoying.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
was scary.
was the least creepy out of everything, though, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Well, they weren't trying to make him overly creepy
Yeah.
because, well, we'll talk about this later on.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Let's just
I mean,
like introduce things.
there's what is it? I was gonna say, have you guys watched any Halloween movies this season?
When I was in
Not
Florida, we watched
really.
a whole bunch.
Oh yeah, how was Florida?
Florida was really nice. It's a lot better than here. As soon as we landed in Connecticut, it was just dreary and foggy and dark, and I was like,
It's like the
"Oh."
most depressing day to come back.
It was, yeah. It was at night too, where the sun had just gone down, and when they landed, it was just complete fog
Yeah.
everywhere.
I mean, one thing about the Northeast that's nice is the fall season.
Yeah, we have the leaves changing here.
Yeah, which I'm guessing was not even close to the case in Florida.
There's nothing changing. I don't think it ever does.
Did you say it was like 80, 85? Like,
It was super nice.
That's ridiculous.
Even the hot season felt nicer than Connecticut's hot season.
was there just like old people everywhere?
A lot of old people,
Mm.
yeah.
I made a joke before JJ left, but I was like, as soon as you go there, there's gonna be like an increase of Florida Man articles and news and things.
Yes.
It's like,
Yep.
Was
like-
it like the butthole tickler or
Yeah.
something like that? Like, I don't even know what it was. It was like
what was
he like breaks into people's houses and tickles their butthole.
That's so weird.
Yeah, and then you get like caught or something.
I think so.
Is that legit?
I don't know.
It sounds like a meme.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's so odd.
We have Ricky here today.
Oh, yeah,
Finally.
finally.
We've had Ben for the last few podcasts.
Yeah.
That's it. Just yeah.
Wait, is it going through?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
really quiet.
He
Sorry,
just woke up
I'm looking up a bunch of pictures for the podcast.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
He-
there's something.
a
Oh
lot
wait.
of characters.
We're not getting any signal on the reference monitor.
Oh,
yeah, I'm
whatever.
not sure
yeah,
why.
it should be fine.
I turned it on, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
not working.
Oh, you don't even have it plugged in.
Yeah, you.
No, you don't. You need to plug that HDMI that's going into your laptop into the switch. Oh,
Tech support.
into the switcher.
Epic.
Oh yeah, no, that. Yeah. No. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Then what's the other one for? What'd you do? Did Ben mess it up? This is random, but plug that into the switcher.
Sorry, listeners.
Just some.
Oh, there
No.
we go.
Yeah, we're good.
For some reason, the TV cuts off the edges of the screen.
I don't know if it's not. I wonder if it's not like full 1080 or it's some weird resolution.
I don't know.
that's,
Maybe
like,
you need to
slightly
resize
off.
it either on the
I don't know.
TV settings or.
The TV in Vermont did that, and I turned it to game mode, and it
Oh.
was fine.
We'll
Oh, that
talk
guy
about
was
him
weird.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we're also gonna talk about what's the DLC?
The
again?
whistleblower
Whistleblower.
DLC.
Would that
But-
be in a spoiler type section? Because it is kind of a.
It
is-
wasn't that long, so we talk about it in the spoilers.
Yeah, we could generally say. I mean, it was amazing, but a lot of it we want to talk in the spoilers because it is kind of a.
What I'll say at
Prequel
the
type
beginning, and both of you will know what I'm talking about, it reminds me of Little Nightmares 1 and the DLC's relationship.
Yeah.
If you think about it, a lot of aspects
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that in the spoilers.
Yeah, that's right. You're just downloading a bunch of pictures.
PNGs? What are you doing with the PNGs?
Watch that be a fake PNG. That is
Oh,
the
yeah.
worst.
I hate that.
For anyone that makes fake PNGs, we hate you.
Yeah, literally.
They have the what would you call it, like checkered background, and then you download it and it's a part of the image.
Yeah.
It's so
There's an
annoying.
extra level of hell just for those people.
Yeah.
How many pictures are you downloading?
I'm not downloading. I'm just opening them in another tab.
Oh, okay.
I actually had a back to the Halloween movies things. I had a list that I wrote down. I haven't finished it yet, but a lot of it is actually not necessarily horror movies because me personally, I find a hard time finding good horror movies. A lot of them are just bloody and gory and just gross for no reason.
Speaking of that, we watched the Nightmare on Elm Street, the original.
Oh yeah.
And there's that one scene where the guy's in the bed,
yeah.
and he gets pulled into the bed, and then blood just
Yeah.
sprays everywhere.
I've seen them.
It is
Yeah.
just
for
so
that.
ridiculous.
It's like why?
It's hilariously bad.
It is a scary concept though.
The concept, yeah, but we watched a couple old movies. We watched Poltergeist, that one.
I've never seen that. Is that scary? Because people say
No.
it's like the scariest.
It's
one of the
not.
scariest. I think people like in those lists. I think they say that to like not cater, but there's gonna be those old time people that are like really they're like the originals of like the old Halloween movies, which
Yeah.
are great. But in nowadays standards, they're not that scary.
The best one we watched was The Mist, which is newer. It's a Stephen
I've
King
seen clips
thing.
of that, and it looks really pretty.
It was pretty good. I wasn't a huge fan of the ending, but I enjoyed
Wasn't it
most
kind
of
of
it.
like what's that why can't it like the Cthulhu type why can't I think of the guy's name? The
Lovecraft.
Lovecraftian.
Lovecraftian.
Wasn't it
yeah.
kind of Lovecraftian with like the whole creatures and stuff?
Kind of. Yeah, in a way it was.
I think I said this to you sometimes, Chug, but like, so you played like at least a couple Cthulhu type Lovecraftian
Mm-hmm.
because you like those type, which
Yeah, they're
those
really
are really cool. They need to make a really good Cthulhu movie,
Yeah.
but like, because there's like this weird thing going on where like you're not supposed to show him really, like, and a lot of games don't do that. I know one of the ones that you did, they show him Cthulhu,
Well, there was Call of Cthulhu, which
or no, it
Was-
depends on your ending or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah,
But the thing is, if they turned that into a movie, I would watch that. That's so.
Yeah.
It was such a good game
Hmm.
for like as in like a Lovecraftian type of thing. Like
Yeah.
it's a really cool game.
but I think like more of like his minions or whatever, Cthulhu's minions or
Mhm.
whatever you'd call them. But like sending a movie around Cthulhu himself, I feel like wouldn't be that good because he's
Yeah.
supposed to be like this
Yeah.
mysterious, like once you see him, you go insane type thing.
That's like
Yeah.
a lot of horror movies that if you show the monster, it becomes infinitely less scary.
Yeah, especially if the CGI is terrible or
Which we
whatever it
watched
may
the
be.
movie Lights Out. I feel like that was made less scary because of the monster being shown.
yeah. Even we were watching it with our friends and stuff, but even Alyssa said like I'm less scared now because they showed.
Exactly, yeah.
Mhm.
I didn't know this, but that was based on a short film that was like 5 minutes long.
I've seen that.
And the lady at the very beginning was the original lady from the short film.
Oh really? Oh wait, I've seen
They-
something else.
The scene where she's in the warehouse turning off and on the light was a recreation of that.
Oh.
Mm.
There's another short film. I recommend I don't know the name of it, but if anyone were to find it, I really recommend it. It's like 5 minutes long. Absolutely terrifying. There's this box that this couple gets. Oh no, this guy comes to them, one of their friends, and he's like frantic. He gives them this like box and then he just leaves. And so they kind of like wonder what the box is. They open it, it's completely black. And then they put their hand in it and there's nothing in there. And it's almost like a dark void. So they drop something in there and they can't find it or whatever. So then the guy, the boyfriend or whatever, goes and tries to find the other guy. But then he gets a call from his wife. I'm not going to spoil it, but essentially there is a person in the box. And then there's like this weird thing where if you stare at them, it's kind of like Peanut. You stare at them, they're like the whatever creatures or whatever are in the box, so they won't move.
Hmm.
Then you turn away and then they'll move. But like there's this point where there's like two on either side of him. So he's like looking over here and then like he's looking over here and then lights kind of like almost like turning off or whatever. So he's like they're getting closer and closer and it's like this, you feel like paranoid.
Mm.
It's really scary and it was really done well. I can't remember the name of it, but it's on YouTube.
So it's almost like the
Weeping Angels?
the Weeping Angels
Yeah.
from Doctor Who.
Yeah, it was like that. It's just like what's happening, but it was really scary.
Mhm.
That's always a scary concept. Looking at something and when looking away, they kill you.
Yeah.
I thought there was a horror game somewhere that had that same type of thing.
I mean, SCP, not Containment Breach.
No, Secret Laboratory.
Well, I'm saying
No,
like
Containment
something.
Breach.
oh yeah.
Not,
Oh yeah, you're right, with Peanut.
not Peanut, like not SCP, like it's something separate. I thought I thought I've seen something before that were similar, but
Probably.
maybe.
What's up with this? This is totally off topic, but what's up with Siren Head? Was that a creepypasta?
No, I think like one dude created it.
Oh.
And it was like a short story kind of thing. I played this Siren Head game for the last video we did, the horror video, and it was pretty low budget. Like, do you remember the old Slender Man game, the 8
Yeah.
pages? It was basically that, but the textures were like pixelated.
Yeah.
And he played this one sound, this like siren blaring sound the entire time that got really annoying. Then there was this death sound. It was from some movie.
Star Wars.
No, it was from Spider-Man, the cartoon one. The Prowler, like the elephant, like noise.
Yeah.
They played that when he was coming after you. The exact noise.
What?
What?
Like I showed Ben, he's like, yeah, that was it.
When you said Slenderman, I got flashbacks from the last podcast.
Yeah.
Potato chips.
No, it's so cringe. It's terrible.
You want to jump into the game now?
Yeah, we could jump in the game.
There's a lot. The game it's not super long, but there's a lot of lore in it,
There is.
which is really cool.
It's so
I
good.
think I would have to say this is probably the scariest. Scariest game I played or one of. This is
Yeah.
I was talking to Chug about this. This game is true horror.
Well,
like-
okay. I do have to agree with you somewhat on that. But the thing is, the whole time I wasn't really scared.
It's
per
because of
se.
the way you played it.
Was it?
You played it with everyone in chat, which
no,
so did
no,
I.
No. It was just me and Caleb in the chat. We didn't speak to each other at all. We didn't say anything.
Yeah, but having someone there as your little moral support makes a huge difference.
Does it?
Anytime you
Oh, if
do
you're alone,
anything
yeah.
horror alone, it's much more scary.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I have played the beginning of Outlast maybe 5 or 6 times
Yeah, same here.
because when I had the VR, there was a program that could turn it into a VR game, so I played it in VR a couple times. Never finished the game, but we played it together.
Mm-hmm.
I would play the beginning, but then like stop playing it. So I knew where all the beginning jump scares were, and they were still terrifying when I was by myself.
Mm.
But as soon as I got in chat with other people,
Mhm.
it was less scary.
Yeah, I could see that. But like you didn't rush through the game, but it should be like you beat it in half the time that I beat it.
Yeah, I
And
don't know how I
Ricky.
did that.
I don't know either. Like, did you? I don't know. Like maybe you just found all the right doors to go through.
Maybe I've played enough horror games to know not exactly what to do, but like
Yeah. Were you running a lot?
not usually.
Because at the start, when I was playing it, and especially when Ricky was playing it, we were crouching a lot. Like,
Yeah.
just like, and I
I didn't crouch, but I definitely walked. I didn't sprint, but I was walking. And then when I got near something, I would crouch and then move around it, and then I'd stand up again and start walking.
yeah.
You mentioned scariest game you ever played. I think SCP Containment Breach is a close second,
Really?
mainly because
Never
of
played it.
Peanut.
Yeah.
Though he is terrifying to run from
Yeah.
because he can appear anywhere. And like there was a time where like you look away for 1 second and he teleports through the door. It's just that was really scary.
Yeah.
You all should play it just for the fun of it.
I mean, Secret Laboratory is it's the same map, right?
Same map, but it's a player who's playing the character, so it's not as scary.
Yeah, it's more fun. I mean, it can be scary,
Yeah.
but it's not the same because you know it's
just-
a human.
Containment Breach is darker. There are more creatures. And like you just don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Or Shy Guy. Was he scary?
Shy Guy? I don't know if I've seen him. I never beat the game.
Oh.
The Plague Doctor was really scary.
Hmm.
So was the Bell dude. He was freaking me out.
Bell?
The one where you ring the bell and he like follows you in your subconscious or something.
Oh.
I didn't know what it was, and like I got freaked out a couple times.
Huh. That's
Hmm.
pretty creepy. Yeah, for me, I think it's probably the scariest that I've played. As far
Yeah.
as I can remember.
Definitely the atmosphere, the music, the creatures, and the concept.
Well,
Yeah.
some of the things in it were just shock value almost.
Oh,
Yeah.
especially in the DLC.
Yeah.
That-
I don't even.
I didn't find the DLC as scary, to be honest.
Yeah.
it was
I felt like they
tense.
tried a little bit too hard with the jump scares. They would play loud noises. Like Ricky saw me like last night. I'm like, why are they playing this noise? There's nothing happening.
I think probably the best jump scare in the DLC was what was it? The one where you tried the door. You just got to the basement, and the dude is standing
yeah.
there in the window, and he's just like staring at you. There's like no noises or anything.
Yeah.
He just looks up, and you just see him, and you're just like, what?
yeah.
Isn't that the one where you ran away? But the guy wasn't. He wouldn't harm you,
when,
right?
when he was trying to make
When he's
me pregnant or whatever.
What? No.
What in the world?
No. The one where he's smashing his head on. Never mind.
The people who have no clue what we're talking about are so confused right now.
Yeah.
Well,
We're not.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
But I think as far as like all the games that we played, like in term this season or this Halloween season, like Oxenfree, I guess the Little Hope and Man of Medan, those are horror. But this I think is like the truest form of like what I would call a horror game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is the peak of this year's games this year's games we played. Last year's was Little Nightmares.
Oh, wait, we played that last year?
Yeah.
Two came out in February.
We played both, but
Yeah,
I had played it previously, and so did JJ.
We played it again.
Not two.
No, we played one.
Oh.
One.
Oh yeah, and the DLC.
But we did play 2 last year.
Yeah, that's right. That was definitely the peak.
Is
So-
Little Nightmares that 2D game?
Yeah.
It's not 2D.
It's like
a side-scrolling 3D.
Okay.
You
were
should
telling
play
me
it.
last night to play it, right?
You really
You
should.
should play both of them.
Yeah.
They're really
They're
good.
creepy.
Last night I was gonna tell him about the similarities between the DLCs,
Oh yeah.
but
I couldn't.
I can't really talk about it. Although you'll know what I'm talking about.
No, I do. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
We'll talk about that later without spoiling for people who haven't played it.
Little Nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What exactly is Outlast in terms of gameplay?
It is a pacifist type of take on a horror game.
Helpless. I guess you can say.
Helpless. Yeah, actually, no. Pacifist is more of like you choosing to do that, but like you basically just have a camera. Everything is super dark, and you have to use like the night vision on your camera to look around.
So you're this reporter named Miles who's investigating strange occurrences at an insane asylum. So all you have is a camera. I think you go in with some like pen and paper or something.
Mm-hmm.
And you break into the asylum and then get trapped in there. But I think the whole camera thing is a really cool idea
Yeah.
because you have to worry about batteries. You can zoom in. You can turn the night vision on or off.
Yeah.
Plus, I think that actually records extra stuff if you video it.
It
Records
does.
extra-
It
Like
does.
you write down more notes
Oh,
if
yeah.
you video certain things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think you get any benefits though.
no,
I'm
you
doing that.
just get more lore.
Yeah. The whole setting is just the whole asylum setting is terrifying. Just in
Anytime that there's
general.
an insane asylum,
Yeah.
it's super creepy.
But I think
Well,
they,
there were some areas that were just like, what even is this area? It's like the area where you it's like it looks like not a jail cell. It looks like this big room, but there's with like bars all around it. And that's when the fat dude like rips the guy's head off.
I think I
that
know what
was
you're
the
talking
mail
about.
ward.
Yeah, but there was like nothing in there. There were no rooms. It was just this big room.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know.
it was sort of a prison. The whole setting of Outlast is basically obviously an abusive. They had abusive tactics in terms of what they did for mental health. A lot of the people that were admitted weren't even
Insane.
weren't even insane.
They could have been disgruntled employees who
Yeah.
threaten them, and then they commit them, and they can't even testify after that.
Yeah, and there was a lot of basically the whole place was for experiments that a company would do. The whole Outlast 1 and 2 are centered around this company called Murkoff.
Which is basically Outlast's Umbrella Corp.
Yeah. And so they use, I think this branch of their company was Murkoff Mental Health something. They basically use it as like a quote unquote charity, but really they use the inmates to experiment on them and do scientific stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a nonprofit charity, so it looks good on the outside, but it's not really so good on the inside.
Which is also, I mean, Outlast 1 and 2 are slightly related. But yeah, like you were saying earlier, the whole Resident Evil thing, they're all connected because of Umbrella Corp.
Yeah.
It's the same way with Outlast, but it's
the
Murkoff.
second game feels like a Resident Evil game in a
It
lot
does,
of ways.
yeah, you're right. There's
First game,
there's
not
no
so much.
attacking or anything though, still, right?
No. But
You still have
besides
the
that, it's
camera.
the outdoor setting.
Yeah, that was pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
The cultish type thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like Resident Evil 4, I guess.
There even is that supernatural aspect that's kind of Resident Evil-ish.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Are you showing that on
Yeah.
thing? Yeah, so I
Yeah,
don't
we
even
have
know if I
the
recognize this.
trailer pulled up right now.
This is probably
this
like
is the gameplay trailer.
Like
This is 8 years ago, I think I saw on the timestamp.
You know, it looks pretty decent for an 8-year-old game.
Yeah. But you can see, like, this is only one section, but it's just absolutely terrifying. It's nightmare fuel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could think of a scarier setting than this.
Yeah, I don't think
Oh,
so.
and the music makes a whole difference too.
Yeah,
like
It does.
if I had the music on here, which I'm not going to, but if I did, it would just make everyone creeped out.
The music sounds like BioShock,
Mm-hmm.
which I
Yeah.
really love BioShock soundtrack.
Yeah, even Chug was saying like, is it the same composer? It's not, but it has the same style.
Yeah.
You know, instrumental, a lot of violins.
And the music makes the game. in a
Isn't
lot
it
of ways.
weird that this game came out in 2013?
It's crazy.
I mean,
Didn't Witcher come out in 2014,
15, I think.
15? GTA came out in 2013.
Yeah,
I mean, 2013 was a good year for games.
it was. I think that was the same year Battlefield 4 came out.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Also, another thing is, you'll notice like if you're for audio listeners, Ricky's playing the trailer a little bit, but basically they don't hold back in terms of anything related to gore, anything related to violence. Like it's just absolute terror in terms of like what you see throughout the asylum.
You know, you could see definite inspiration from BioShock, like the Big Daddy or the big dude who
Wait,
follows
when
you.
did BioShock come out?
2010, I think.
Was
Yeah,
it?
there's like obvious inspirations from it there.
Oh yeah, I think this was because the game was developed by Red Barrel,
Oh,
and I believe
2007.
oh
it's an older game.
what?
Yeah.
The game, so they're developed by Red Barrel, and I believe this was their first game. Because
It's a good first game.
yeah, because when you go to their website, they only have Outlast 1, 2, and then information on trials, which we'll mention later, because that's going to be exciting. I think that's coming out next year, I believe.
Thought it said 2021. No, maybe.
Uh,
Maybe it was delayed to 2022.
It probably was delayed.
Yeah.
Oh, they've only done Outlast games.
That's impressive.
They've only this is the only games I've ever done.
That's
Imagine
good.
releasing a game like this for your first game,
Yeah.
like coming into the horror genre, and this is your first
yeah.
game.
Yeah, that video was in 2013.
This game took the horror game world by storm because every single YouTuber was playing this when it came
Yeah.
out, and it really made a name for itself.
It was
because of
kind of
that.
like the new Amnesia, like it just set a standard.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
People said that the first Amnesia was scarier, which I never played it.
The second one, wait, we did that last year in our series, didn't we?
The second one, yeah.
I don't think we. Well, no, it was good, but
What
I don't
about
think it was
Rebirth, right?
terrifying. Yeah. Do you remember that?
Rebirth? It wasn't terrifying. It was more. I remember from. I don't know. You can go back to the podcast
Well,
and
they
listen.
said Dark Descent was scarier.
Well, yeah.
I
but-
think
but
it probably would be
for.
the whole
Dark Descent is scarier?
the first one. I never played it, but if you, I read up a lot on the lore. It deals with some pretty terrifying stuff, like in terms
Yeah.
of like concepts and torture.
Huh. Which Outlast does too.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Yeah.
I think the scariest part of this game were the chase sequences.
Yeah.
When you're running from an enemy down the hall and you know he's right behind you, you can actually look back behind you as you sprint.
I never did that. What
I never
button is
did it
that?
either.
It's Q and E, like the lean button while you're sprinting.
I just found that out yesterday too.
And you see them
Legit.
right behind you, right on your heels, and you jump and get into the vent, and you're scared they're gonna grab you out
Yeah.
the last second.
It's like that feeling you get like after watching a horror movie and you turn off the lights behind you and you do that thing where you like arch your back. You're like running out, like trying to get to the light.
Yeah.
Your strides are really long.
Yeah.
Or if
You're
you
just
have
like-
a dark basement, you turn the light off and
You
run up the
you
stairs.
sprint up the stairs.
Pretty much.
That's funny because I don't know if I mentioned this the last couple podcasts, but I love to hype up Ricky when he's playing a horror game. So like I'll hype up the situation. I'll be in the chat, and especially in those chase sequences when he's about to like get to the safe area and you're like trying to tell your character to hurry up. I'll just be like, "Oh no, Ricky. Like oh my gosh, like he's so close to you." And then Ricky's like, "Stop, dude, stop."
He was trying to hype me up on the DLC last night.
Yeah.
I could tell he was. It was
It's
funny.
not the same.
The music would get super intense and it's like a running scene. There's no one around to chase him, and I'm just like, he's after you, go.
Yeah, but you're doing it at the wrong time, so
Yeah.
I knew there wasn't anyone after me.
You can't do it if you're always the victim of it.
Yeah.
When you were playing the end of the DLC, and Caleb and I were both just like, "Come on! Oh no, Ricky! Oh no!"
Yeah. It's like, stop.
That was kind of creepy though, because you're just in an attic.
Because I
and-
know
yeah.
I know your nerves are like you're on edge. So if I can like make it even worse, then like I know you're already gonna like
Yeah.
it's just gonna increase the tension. But
I saved a bunch of clips. If you
Oh,
ever
did
want to
you?
throw them in,
It'd be
this.
funny to see a compilation of that.
yeah, I was gonna say because there's also a lot of issues that we specifically have with horror games is like what do you I don't know what you say like
How you say
how do you say? No, like how some things get tedious. Like in
Yeah.
terms of like enemies will repeat, like they will come back multiple times, and it's I could see you're yawning but trying to keep your mouth closed. You do that.
Yeah.
Ricky's yawning over there, but you ever do that like in public? You're like you do that.
And you're just like,
that absolutely hideous face where you're trying to hold in your yawn.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
Wait, you used to do that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you used to
Especially
do
in
it all the
church.
time.
Yeah,
That was so funny. Were we saying, the tedious?
Yeah. So like we had that issue with Outlast 2,
Mm-hmm.
which obviously we're not talking about, but what was the other thing? Amnesia Rebirth, we had that with
Mhm.
that light creature thing.
Well, halfway through the game for Amnesia, it got annoying.
Yeah.
It wasn't like scary. It was just like, really, dude? What? Come on.
This is a side note, but I think in general, Amnesia, the setting was just so hard to make it scary because you're like in a light desert. Like everything, it's like sunny outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you go in caves and you go in these old like houses or
Okay,
buildings and
those
stuff.
that was kind of scary.
creepy. Yeah, that
kinda
was creepy. But even then, like it's so hard to. Anyway, I'm getting off track. So yeah, so like a lot of horror games, they make enemies come after you multiple times, and that gets annoying. And I remember one specifically. I don't think it was last night. I think it was the night before. You were playing, and that one repeat character, Chris Walker. It's this absolutely terrifying, huge, like 7-foot dude. Are you showing it?
Yeah, I'll show it right now.
It's absolutely
Fake
terrifying.
PNG.
Yeah,
It's cut off the head, but that's him.
Yeah,
and it's just kind of scary. You get into like this little wall crevice, and you feel
can't-
so safe because he's so fat he can't get you.
Yeah, he's a repeat character. But specifically with him, I didn't have this issue because, I mean, there were certain points where I was like, are you serious? Like, this guy's after me again. But
Yeah.
I wasn't like actually annoyed. I kind of just like said it flippantly. But Ricky specifically, you were having so much trouble because you kept dying. And I remember you were like, he grabs you and you're about to die. And you're like, you're childish. You're literally childish. Like, you're so mad at him. You're just like,
I was done getting scared. I was just every single time he was chasing after me, I'm like, just okay, let's go out for a run. Let's go have some fun. Like,
my.
let's just keep going. He'd grab me, and I just like look at your fat face, and you just lose weight.
yeah. There were some
Stupid
points
stuff
where
like
you
that.
almost needed to die to figure out what to do.
Pretty
I don't know if you
much.
guys ever had that.
The one issue I had with the game was at certain points there are enemies that are in the hallways that you need to go, and they're right where you have to go. And I was trying to sneak around for a long time, like 20 minutes, sneaking around, trying to bait them out and stuff, and they'd go right back to where they were. Well, the only way to do it is to just sprint by them, which no character would do that in their right mind.
Yeah, I remember.
They just kind of patrol the halls.
Yeah.
And the AI is catered to make it difficult for you, which is kind of
Yeah.
annoying.
And we played it on normal too.
Are you
Yeah.
talking about in the DLC last night?
No.
No, I'm just talking about in
okay.
general.
You remember when you had to get the fuses?
Yeah.
Yeah, that part in particular. And then
Okay, for the fuses, I literally just was like, even
Yeah, I
Kale could
sprinted.
just run,
that's
grab,
what I had
run,
to do.
grab.
But I was
like,
trying to do it stealthily for a while.
No, it's
and
not gonna work.
Nothing was working, and I was getting
Yeah.
annoyed.
Wait, the difficulties there were 4. So normal, hard, nightmare, and insane. Normal was the one we played on. So you get like hit 3 or 4 times. Hard. They become stronger, wiser. Any door noise you make, opening or closing, they'll know. They'll search more thoroughly through hiding spots where you hide.
Really? Because they
then-
always seemed to find me when I was hiding.
Yeah, but they'll search more thoroughly this time.
I thought it was always kind of
Nightmare.
hit or miss.
Yeah, I guess. Then there's Nightmare, which you only have a capacity of 2 batteries. So you can only hold 2.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be
Um,
hard.
And then you can also, what is it? You get hit once, you dead.
Yeah.
You did.
You did.
For the listeners out there that don't have never played Outlast, the whole battery thing is
Oh,
like
yeah.
you randomly find batteries around the whole map, and it keeps your
Night
camera
vision.
on, which you could also use for night vision in the dark areas of the map. So
Which
there's no
that
flashlights
camera
or
is not
anything.
efficient with power at all.
No, it's
No.
actually
Not.
terrible.
It
Well,
dies
if-
in like 2 minutes.
that's because if you keep the night vision on, it drains it so much faster. And if you turn it off or just completely don't have the camera on at all, like you could
I
save
think,
batteries.
Wait, there's Insane, which has no
Oh, yeah.
checkpoints, which if you die, you die. You have to restart the whole game.
Yeah,
That's insane.
that sounds
That's
like
ridiculous.
yeah.
But limiting it to 2 batteries, especially, I think is terrifying because the element of the batteries in the game, like even though it can go, it's not like always in the forefront of your mind. but you always have to subconsciously remember that you need to get more batteries, because if you don't have batteries, you're gonna have night vision in your camera, but you're gonna see like maybe a few feet in front of you.
Yeah, it gives it that scarcity aspect that like The Last of Us has with ammunition. That adds another layer of terror to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it didn't have the batteries, I would just keep night vision on almost all the time and not worry about it. But I had to like gauge it.
And it makes you explore more because you go through every door trying to find batteries.
Yeah.
And then if you speed run, you're not finding batteries, so you just gotta kind of just wing it, and hopefully you don't run out of batteries.
I mean, if you know where the areas are, you could just speed run it. I mean,
sometimes you get lucky and you find a battery.
Usually, yeah.
I did. Did anyone do like a lot of exploring?
I
did, like,
tried to.
I did pretty much. Like I got most of the little documents that were around.
I went through all the doors, but once I found my way out, I wasn't gonna keep exploring. I was just like, let's go this way.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, I'm burping, but
and I didn't read all the documents. Jay though was like reading all the documents last night.
I
So
was interested in it.
I
So I
opened
was,
it,
like,
I
watching.
skimmed it, and then I closed it.
Yeah,
because
that's
I
what
knew that later I was gonna watch a video on it.
Yeah, that's what I did too. But while Jay was reading them, I was reading them too with him. So
Yeah.
together.
Another thing that I like about the game is that it's not like other horror games where it's just constant being chased, but there are some moments of downtime, and those moments of downtime keep you on edge because you don't know when the next like thing, creature, person, whatever is gonna start chasing you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I liked
it's
a
like
lot.
good horror formula, like Little Nightmares has, where you'll have sequences of just going about your business, collecting stuff, learning, and then you face the big creature in this big set piece, and then eventually you get away or kill the person, and then it's rest for a little bit.
Yeah, I like that.
It's super nice.
Also, well, you said you had an issue with DLC, but there's no cheap, super loud noises like in Little Hope jump scares. There are jump scares, but it's not the same.
Well, I mean, in the very beginning, I mean, it's not really a spoiler. When you push the door open, that noise is really loud.
Oh, that was a jump scare.
That was like the only one that I can really think of.
I think the rest of them were like once you see like so like for instance the Chris Walker, the giant guy, he's like 7 feet tall, but it's this huge fat guy. Once you see him down a hall, I don't think there's like a shriek sound, but I think that tense music starts to play.
Yeah,
and then that gets you like
what is it?
your heart rate.
Each bad guy has its own sound to it. You notice that? Like Chris Walker,
his music was terrifying.
He has the chains. You walk and you hear the chains, and then there was the one in the DLC with the saw.
Oh,
you hear like the flesh saw and just like zzz.
He was like the guy in Resident Evil 6. Oh no, 7.
A little bit.
Remember the dude with the
Baker?
chainsaw, the old man?
The baker dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kind of reminded me of him a little bit.
Resident Evil 7 was pretty good. I like that game.
I love that game.
Yeah, I liked it. What was I gonna say? Something about the creatures. Oh, the actual jump scares. They never got me at all. But what did scare me and make me jump was when you're on edge, like trying to sneak away from someone, and then they walk around the corner. There's no loud noise, but you see them, and you're like, "Oh no!" and you just flip out.
Mm-hmm.
There were a few jump scares that got me. Like sometimes you would open a door, and it wouldn't necessarily be someone chasing you, but it'd be one of the variants, which are what the inmates are called, or I don't know if you call them inmates,
Creatures,
patients,
whatever.
But they'd be like just standing there, and then they'd be like saying something like lunatic, like "I'm gonna help you" or like something weird, and then it'd just be like so surprising that they're just standing there.
Silky.
Feed
Yeah.
me, feed me.
That was the guy that was the creep.
Oh, that's what you were talking about? Yeah.
No.
When they was chasing me before?
No, I'm saying like a lot of the jump scares were not people that were chasing me, and just when I opened a door and it was just one of the variants just standing there.
Yeah. See, the loud noise jump scares, that always alerts me to the scare. But when there's no noise, then it's actually scary because your brain has to register that.
Yeah.
Sometimes your brain doesn't register it, and the loud noise alerts your brain.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you just see it, it makes you jump before anything happens.
Yeah.
And that's the best kind of jump scare for me.
Yeah. I think they did it well though, like in terms of keeping things natural. Like you know when it's fabricated, like in Little Hope, when those jump scares were like, you know that the developers put it there, like specifically at that timeline.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But in Outlast, a lot of it is like what would you say, candid? Was that the word candid? Kind of like natural.
Yeah.
Like the guy would be
that
walking around the
happens
corner.
randomly.
Yeah. It's not like you don't know that it was fabricated and the developer put that in that specific point, but rather you're just like on your way, crawling or crouching, and then boom, like that.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
dude's right there.
I have noticed though, when you're running away from someone, you go into like a room and there's like beds and there's like multiple beds, let's say 2 or 3, and you get under one of the beds. I've noticed that the variant will come in and check every bed but yours. Sometimes
Yeah, they'll check
there's
the opposite one to give you time to run.
not
Pretty
even
much.
that though. It's like it's the fear factor. Like he's checking under that bed. Like, oh crap, he's gonna check under my bed,
Mhm.
and then he doesn't, and he walks away,
Yeah.
and then you could get up. But there is those like very rare moments where he'll check your bed, but most of the time he doesn't check that.
I think it was
But,
50-50 for me.
yeah.
Like sometimes he would go straight to my bed and sometimes, or whatever
Yeah.
it was. I think,
if he
locker.
sees you,
Yeah.
if he sees you go into the bed, then
That's
he's
the
gonna
other
chase
thing.
after you. But
I think Outlast was the first to do the whole locker thing, unless I'm wrong.
Amnesia had that.
Oh, I had
You could
that.
go into these cabinets and hide.
Oh, okay. Because that was pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Like, I think one of my first deaths was I went into a locker and then the big guy,
Chris
he was
Waller.
like looking through one of them and then he looked through the other one. I'm just like with my camera, night vision. I see him just looking through the holes of the locker and he just opens it and grabs me.
In the DLC, there were these 2 guys with knives that were walking around, those twin guys. I walked by the door where they were coming out, and I didn't see them, and the guy just stabbed me, and I died immediately.
I saw, that
One
was
hit.
funny.
Oh, there
And
are.
Wait,
Oh,
did you
these
see
guys,
it come
the
through your
twins.
chest?
He was just like, and I died. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
so he stabbed you from behind, and you literally see it coming out of your chest, and you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
that was in the
awesome.
base game. That wasn't in the DLC.
That was the DLC.
Yeah, this is a DLC.
Well, when you see it coming through your chest,
no,
I
he,
know
like,
it wasn't in the
no,
DLC.
the hallway. You know what I'm talking about? Where you walking down the hallway. I think it happened to you.
maybe.
Actually, I'm not sure. But basically, you're walking down the hallway, and the dude comes down from this direction, and then from behind you, the other one is behind you, but you don't know. So if you don't jump out the window, you just stab it, and you look down, the machetes through your heart.
I didn't see that
What are the
happen.
One of the twins like, stabs a machete through
well,
you.
in the, he was talking about the DLC though, like when you have to go through that room and they're both standing there, and you open the door, and you run away and hide, and they come following for
Yeah.
you, and then
But
you
I was
run
doing
by.
it so quickly that they hadn't come out of the room yet. So when I walked by
Yeah.
the room, he just stabbed me from out of the darkness.
Yeah.
It's
was
so
funny.
weird.
I don't know. I guess some of them were one shots.
Yeah,
Only the
sometimes-
knife ones.
Yeah.
If it was a knife, it would be a one shot.
Yeah,
Well,
no, if they had
the
a knife or
doctor-
like a weapon like the saw or anything, but like if they were just chasing after you like Chris Walker, he would take you and throw you,
Yeah.
and then if he got you again, he would kill you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The dudes with the sticks, they would take a couple hits to kill you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anytime I ran into the knife guys, it was always one hit and I was dead.
Hmm.
I don't know if I ran into that with any other people. Not
Yeah.
sure though.
I think I might have got hit by in the DLC the whatever you call it, meat grinder dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got killed by him.
But I don't think it was a one shot for me.
I think he hits you once and then next shot you're dead.
Yeah. But I can't imagine insane. Is that a one shot? Insane
It's-
game mode? Or
It's pretty much a one shot. Yeah. You get 2 batteries. You get one shotted.
and then you start the
And
game
then you have to
over.
start the game all over. So you need to know
I
exactly
can see that
what
for
to do.
speedrunners.
Yeah, exactly.
I think speedrunners even do that too.
That's
I was
what it-
watching this.
That's just
No. I'm saying like I think all speedrunners, they like all the ones that I've seen on the videos.
You
It's all
watch
been like,
speedrunners for this game?
yeah. Well, so like last night I was trying to help JJ out, and some of the parts I forgot. Even though I just did the DLC, I totally forgot where it was, and so I was like watching the speedrun video. But they actually kind of like glitched their way. They would like open one of the prison outside doors, like the gate doors, and they would get glitched on top, and then they would like just strafe on top of the
Yeah.
barbed wire.
I saw one where a guy beat the base game in 8 minutes using a
crazy.
glitch. He
Yeah.
glitched right into the last area.
I saw one where he did it in 3 minutes and 22 seconds, but it wasn't a real ending. He glitched. So like once you get in the asylum, you can't get out until obviously you beat the game. But he found a way to get out again and back to his car. But he played a little fake car opening sound, and like you can go back to your car if you glitch, but you can't beat the game. You're just standing
but
there.
we all know that's not how the game ends anyway. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of ending,
Should we do
Spoilers?
a spoiler?
spoiler time.
Yeah.
Before spoilers,
I literally
Outlast
been-
is an absolutely terrifying experience.
Play it.
If you want to be scared, you got to play this game.
And
It's super cheap
Yeah. It was like $2, $3
Something
on
like that,
G2A
yeah.
or something.
With the
G2A.
DLC.
And the DLC is like another $1, but or you
Yeah.
can buy a bundle. Yeah.
And you
I'd buy the bundle.
can't cheap it out and stop playing at a certain point. I mean, me and
No.
Jay did years ago. Well, I don't know if we cheaped it out. I think
Well,
we just stopped playing
It was because it was late.
Yeah.
We were taking forever to beat it, and we were tired. And we just never played it again.
Was that the one where we did the whole one person on keyboard, one person on the mouse?
That was tough.
Yeah.
It was really hard.
That did
I
not
think we
work
did
out.
that because Smosh did that for a video. Yeah.
Bloopersies.
No. We don't speak of those times.
That's just so weird.
So,
All right, spoiler
Yeah.
time.
spoiler.
So, where to start?
Oh.
Without spoiling Little Nightmares for Ricky, the whole thing about the simultaneous DLC
Mhm.
with the ending that the main character meets up with you,
Mhm.
and also with the base game, like the main character takes the power.
Yeah.
I'm being very vague, so sorry if you don't know what I'm talking about, but there's a lot of aspects that are similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think for me, it was most of like, because you said to wait. You didn't spoil anything, Chug, because you were telling me like a little bit about it. But I think the thing for me is I thought it was a complete prequel. And then as soon as I started getting to the end, then things started clearing up. And then that was the big realization, kind of like with Little Nightmares, where you see almost like, okay, like I'm not going to spoil it for you, but you see like this parallel. And then that's the moment of realization where you're like, oh, like this is what's happening. And then it's like the DLC is, it's almost like one of those situations where if you play Little Big Planet,
Little Big
Little
Planet.
Big Planet.
play Little Big Planet, no, Little Nightmares,
Jeff
you
the
have
Killer.
to play, huh?
Jeff the Killer, Little Big Planet.
Dude, those were
Yeah.
the best. Or
Yeah.
what was that campsite one that we played?
Yeah, Camp
It had a whole
Greenwood or
story.
something. Yeah, that was funny.
Anyway, if you play Little Nightmare, you have to play the DLC. Like it just completes it.
Yeah, for sure.
And
one
this
of those
this DLC was so worth it. I would have, like I was telling Jay last night, I would have paid so much more for this DLC. It was only $1. I would have paid like $10, $15.
Well,
it's just,
I think afterward, but you have to play the base game
Yeah.
in order for the DLC to have that value.
yeah.
Otherwise,
That's what I was saying. Like, it's just, and when you kind of like wake up and you're in the area in the DLC and you're like running around, there's like monsters everywhere. That's when I was like, I wonder if like the timelines are kind of like meeting up. But it didn't
you
really.
did not.
Mm,
You did not.
Yeah, and then
we
it
were
didn't-
watching you. You had no idea until like the last 5 minutes.
No, I was thinking about that timeline. It kind of confirmed it when I was
Yeah,
when
but
we were at
you
the
rushed.
end.
You didn't
You
even
rushed through
realize at the end. You didn't even see the doctor.
No, because at the end of Outlast, you're in the downstairs area, whatever, the basement, whatever you want to call it, and there's no one there. But then in the DLC, everyone's there. But then it says like what 12 hours later or 24 hours later or something
It
like
was
that.
like months later.
2 months later or something like that. And then you like wake up and like the wall rider's like killing a bunch of people, whatever.
Wait, what?
You didn't
you're
notice
like,
that in the
you're
beginning?
like you're like asleep for like 2 months.
You're not.
When?
You're not
being
asleep.
brainwashed.
You're
You're
being
being brainwashed for
tortured.
for
by
2
the
months.
people.
Oh, for 2 months, and
And
then,
then-
that thing happened.
And
Oh,
then
okay.
and then everything broke out and the wall rider was just starting to kill everyone. And
Oh, so it took Miles 2 months to get the email or whatever. And
And get
Come
over
over.
there.
Oh,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Okay.
I don't know if it was 2 months or it was a long period of time though.
Yeah.
So
Enough for everything to completely go to poop, basically. In the asylum, like everything was chaos
Yeah.
there. There's so many people dead.
But he was asleep, or he was just
no,
standing
he was
in front of that
he was being
screen?
brainwashed
I
that
think
whole time.
he was being brainwashed the whole time for those 2 months.
Or I think it's just being tortured. To be honest, I think it
Really?
was just a torture.
I don't know.
method.
That guy licking you.
Yeah, that was weird.
I wish I was there.
What in the world?
For anyone listening that basically is pushing through the spoilers and not caring, the asylum has this underground section of like this massive laboratory. Obviously, the Murkoff Corporation is using it as a front, the asylum. They're testing subjects or whatever. They basically created this. Did they create it or they found the wall right?
It's
They
a
found it.
supernatural thing that was in its own dimension, but
Yeah,
they
it was like a
got pulled
demon.
out.
Or
Yeah.
something.
Are you sure? I thought they created it because
Well,
it's like a nano.
so
They
it's
have
like
they need a host for it.
Yeah.
So they created the machine to kind of control it.
And I'm probably butchering this, but I think there's like these, whatever you would want to call them, like hormones or something that gets released when we're under like
stress.
extreme stress or
Yeah.
psychiatric like
Yeah.
disability or something. I think obviously in one of the letters, the host needs to be under or has to have seen like extreme trauma for that wall rider to inhabit.
Yeah,
that
they
they
host.
have to-
partially insane.
They have to be in like a paranoid state, which is why
Yeah.
the main
Miles.
character Miles gets is a perfect match for the host.
Yeah.
That was a cool ending.
Yeah. That was a cool ending. But the DLC made it even better. Was that what you're talking about?
With what?
The DLC
The
ending.
Miles? Because you see that Miles is still alive. Which
Oh yeah.
The comics
Well,
expound
technically
upon that.
alive, quote
Yeah.
unquote.
No, but the whole ending of the base game where you quote unquote kill the wall rider, then you're leaving, limping and super wounded. You open the door and then the soldiers gun you down.
Mhm.
But then when it's black, the doctor says you have become the host.
Yeah.
And then you hear everyone just get
I mean,
murdered.
yeah, and you kind of kill Billy, which his name is William Hope, who's like that guy in the beginning of the DLC where he's like getting dragged out and he like jumps up on the screen or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's Billy and he gets thrown in and he becomes like the host. And
There's
he's
even
insane.
there's
but-
even backstory to Billy.
really?
Like his mom got paid off because she knew that he was admitted like wrongfully so, I believe. Because I think he was like, he might have been an employee, I'm not sure, but I don't think he was like necessarily like insane, but I think rather he was exposed to like extreme trauma.
But like when you're the host, apparently you could somewhat control it through like your lucid dreams.
That's the other thing. Billy could control his dreams, which is
Yeah.
why he had control over the wall rider.
Yeah.
Or he was able to do that thing, whatever you call
Mm.
when you can control your dreams.
What's
Yeah,
the guy's
having
name from the
lucid
DLC?
dreams.
Which one? Oh,
The main character.
Park? Something?
Yeah.
Waylon?
Waylon Park.
Waylon?
Yeah, Wayland Park.
Yeah, I found a note that was talking about his wife.
Yeah.
They like paid off his wife. No, they didn't pay off. They like said, he's been committed, and if you try to do anything about it, we'll bankrupt you with legal fees.
Yeah.
So they threatened her.
Yeah. Because the main game starts with you reading an email. I think it's you reading an email. Or
Writing an email.
No, the game
no.
starts out with the dude licking your ear.
well, no, I mean the base game starts with
Yeah, that was weird.
That was pretty nice.
It's weird how it jumps from like the future to past to future and like
Well, it was showing
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
there, and then it was like what happened, and then
it
sent
said
you on
like
your
12
way.
hours earlier, right? It literally said like 12 or
Oh,
24
Not 12
hours.
hours. It was months.
No, from when the guy licked your ear to when you're writing the email, it said like 12 hours later.
Oh, something
Or 12
like
hours
that.
earlier.
Is that the same guy? Because like I thought that was the same guy you worked with, that doctor character.
Yeah, it
'cause he's
was.
the same model.
Yeah, it was.
So like
Mm.
you were just employees, like co-workers, and then all of a sudden
Not really. They're
now
kind of
you're a
just
patient and he licks your ear.
you're just like a software engineer that they use you to help
I
code
know, but I
stuff,
saw the
but
same dude like
yeah,
talking to me. I'm
They were
like,
kind of
Yeah.
rude though.
That's
Honestly,
so
he's like, "You
weird.
done? You here? What's going on? You ready? Let's go. Bye." Like this
They
week.
reused models a few times.
Yeah, I know a lot of the variants are the same.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
but,
it's
They're all
really windy out
deformed
there.
though.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you know how I said Miles escaped or whatever? Apparently in the comics, because there's a comic for each of the games, they're called the Murkoff events, and there's these two agents that work for Murkoff, and they're basically the cleanup crew, and it kind of follows their storyline. Essentially, Miles is alive, but so is Billy in the same way. They co-inhabit the
That's
wall
kinda
rider.
weird.
So like Billy's subconscious is also like with Miles, which is kind of weird.
Huh.
So
That is odd. I don't know how that works.
yeah, and the wall rider does transfer over into. Well, I won't. They're all connected basically,
Yeah.
like the first two, and I'm sure the last one's.
One of the documents is talking about how the U.S. government took these Nazi scientists under their own wing because they didn't want other countries to have them and use their knowledge and technology.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What I was just about to talk about that. What's that guy that's downstairs in the basement? The old guy, the scientist. I forgot his
I
name.
don't know
Like
his name.
doctor.
Oh, he's right there. You're looking at him. Oh wait, no, my bad.
That's Richard
No,
Traeger
my
with the
bad.
scissors. I forget what his name was. It's probably down here somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's basically he was a Nazi doctor. And what's cool about this game is it kind of like ties in real life events, like so the MK Ultra,
Yeah.
the brainwashing events from the CIA. They kind of led him to this asylum with the hopes of experimenting on people for MK Ultra.
Yeah.
And then he started doing other experiments.
Apparently,
i.e.
Murkoff
the-
is like
yeah.
was extremely involved in MK Ultra in
Yeah.
this storyline,
Trying to find his name.
which is I think what the next game is going to be about. Cold War?
The Trials?
Cold War.
It's gonna be during the Cold War,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, Cold War had MK Ultra stuff in it too.
Yeah, that's true actually. With Mason
Yeah,
numbers.
the numbers, Mason.
And apparently there's confirmed Outlast 3 after Trials.
What?
Oh,
That's awesome.
Apparently it's
Wait, is it confirmed or is it apparent?
I don't know.
apparently
confirmed.
confirmed.
I'm not sure exactly.
It's like leading towards like basically confirmed type stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why they would stop.
Yeah.
People are invested, but the next one, Trials, is gonna be a prequel. So I'm assuming that maybe the next one's gonna maybe.
Well, what's cool about it is it's 4-player co-op.
That is, we have to play that
Ooh.
together.
So
Wait, so are you all together in the same room?
You all do tests together, like your test subjects. So I think you help each
it's
other
either
out.
it might be puzzles you need to complete. It might
I think it'd be cool if it's like a we
what
were
is that?
here type thing where you're in different areas and you communicate via
Yeah.
walkie-talkie or something.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that? That's Outlast 2.
Yeah, people are Outlast 3 first official teaser.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
not-
people-
Why did you click that, Ricky?
Because I actually was looking into it and now it's Outlast 2.
Did you put it on stream or whatever?
No, I
On-
didn't.
Oh, okay. You could show, I guess, some of the trailer footage from Outlast Trials,
Yeah.
where you see where you see the
Yeah.
doctors screwing on that. I saw someone make a meme or whatever. They're like putting on night vision, like just putting it on your head. It's like no, like screw it in.
Mm.
That's Discord.
I know.
I saw a guy twerking.
I'm just looking at
Beautiful.
my stuff that we sent each other. The Trials.
It's just
Nice.
yeah, that one I'm excited for. We have to play that together.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. We'll probably do a podcast on that one.
I actually have
Yes.
hope for that they're gonna execute it really well. Because like you were saying, how it's not that scary to like play games together.
Yeah.
But if we're split, like kind of
That'd be
how like
cool.
in Little Hope, how that whole thing happened. If we're split, then I think that could be really scary.
I wonder if is it gonna be
This is
That guy
Trials, by the
looks
way.
is it
Terrifying.
it gonna be like
Oh man.
But it's co-op, so you can help each
story-based,
other.
or is it gonna be kind of
mean-
like a phasmophobia type of thing
Yeah,
where
I
you
don't want it
I
to
think
like
it's half
that.
and half.
Yeah.
I want it to be story based.
I do too.
Because like if you can explore or if you can do these trials together and you're progressing through the story together, that would make it a lot better rather than just let's load into this map and do this trial.
So I thought it was
Yeah.
a 2-person co-op. It's a 4-person co-op?
Yeah, it's 4.
Yeah, we can all
that's gonna
play
be
it.
awesome. Oh, those heads.
I think they pushed the release date back to February.
It was
It's
supposed to be
next year.
2021 and then they pushed out
oh,
to
did they have,
2022.
Oh, did they not have a date?
It's next year. Like, I don't know actually.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll let you look it up.
Those people
Release
look pretty
date?
creepy.
Yeah.
Oh, it just
You, like
says
help each other.
yeah, it just says 2022.
All it is people getting murdered.
Yeah, pretty much.
But there's like cool little like gadgets you could use and it's going to be a lot of
Oh,
fun.
so
you
now
can
you
fight
can-
back?
yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say,
That's cool.
The fighting back aspect is going to be nice. It's probably going to be a lot more
VR.
creatures though that are harder.
I hope it's like an optional thing. Like you don't have to fight back and kill the people,
Yeah.
but you can do it
It's-
to help
It
you.
probably
escape.
doesn't
Yeah.
it probably doesn't kill them. It probably just stuns them so you can get by or something.
Which the part where the doctor got slammed in the elevator, that was satisfying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was satisfying.
That paralleled the Little Nightmares, the long arm
Yeah.
dude with
Yeah.
the door.
That was the first one.
Yeah.
We're all in it together.
Like all these great horror games kind of piggyback off each other in certain ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like they know the good aspects and they take that and adapt it.
It's
Yeah.
not like it's not
So-
that Resident Evil type is bad, but I think this type is more scary than
Yeah.
Resident Evil because you have to experience the helplessness, and then it gives you a satisfying like reward or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well,
You
yeah,
guys
this is
before-
more of like psychological horror. That's more like action horror.
yeah.
So
true.
there's different types of horror that you
Yeah.
can look at, but
His mask is only touching his nose. It's not even covering his
Wow.
face.
Full coverage.
Dare
on there.
him. But yeah, that's the doctor with the shears that cuts off your fingers. And
yeah.
there's a there's a bunch of backstories behind all the characters,
Each
which
character, yeah.
they have a
I
lot
like
of big
games with a lot of lore.
Yeah.
Dark
Yes.
Although I'm not a
Souls.
huge fan when they have like an external comic or something.
Yeah.
Because it's like you could have included that in the game somehow.
That's true. I mean, the details in the comics aren't necessarily all that. I don't know how to say it. They don't extend too far, but the comics they do tell you a little bit what happened after the first game, and a little bit what happened after the second game. So like you see what happens to the characters, and they're very minor. It's not like anything huge in the storyline.
It's not enough to make
What?
a whole nother game about, but it's like just a little bit of detail to like give
well,
your
that's what's interesting
viewers.
about it is it follows the 2 Murkoff agents and they're the main characters, and then just what happens afterwards. Like, what's the cleanup look like?
Which it's similar to like how the lore in Dark Souls works. Or not similar. No. It's not similar. That's what I'm talking about.
What do you mean?
Like in Dark Souls, you actually have to, if you're interested, you have to look it up because there's like nothing in game about it.
It's like that for Outlast.
Is it?
Yeah, you can go the entire game without knowing the lore.
Yeah,
True.
but the game, the lore is in the game.
But
through
you
the
can
letters.
read
Yeah.
stuff in. Let's say
They
Dark
give you the
Souls,
option is what
you
he's trying to say.
don't know
Yeah.
unless
I
you
mean-
actually look it up.
Where does it come from?
It comes from
What, Dark Souls?
Where does the lore come from if you have to look it up?
I don't know.
What, in Dark Souls?
The
Yeah,
writers.
is there
The
an
lore
external
isn't in the
source?
game?
The lore is in the game. That's what I'm saying.
Mm,
Otherwise, I don't know if there's any Dark Souls comics or anything like that.
I'm not sure.
I don't think there's any books or anything.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure it's all contained in the game. You just gotta search hard enough and listen to everyone. all the characters.
Okay.
But not everyone does that for Dark Souls. It's more of the gameplay.
No, yeah.
Anything else?
Hey, where
I
are
don't
we at
wanna-
for time?
I mean, I don't want to.
We don't have to cut it short.
No, I mean, this game, there's a lot to talk about. I just don't want to, like. I don't want to cut it short. I want to make sure that we cover all our. Oh, how about apparently Eddie Gluskin? That section in the
That
DLC.
part is
Yeah.
weird.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
like.
Don't
Yeah,
just be
don't
careful. Don't
overdo
show
it.
anything.
No, I'm not. I'm just
Don't
going to
overdo
show
it,
the
Ricky.
character. Basically, this weird guy.
He's also very tall, which obviously the developers know that tall, terrifying things are just like.
Oh yeah.
As long as they're like 6'5" or 7.
That was
feet.
the jump scare I was talking
It
about.
doesn't show his height.
Where
He
you go
looks
to
through
the
the door.
basement and you try a doorknob, and the camera pans down directly to look at the doorknob, and then it looks back up, and then behind the glass of the
Yeah.
door, the dude's just staring at you, smiling.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
creepy
He
character.
keeps saying he wants to have your babies. It's weird.
It's I don't want to get into
So-
it.
Yeah.
We won't talk about that. But
disturbing.
Not getting into it, but everyone at this insane asylum, they're all males. Everyone. All the variants are males.
they're not.
There's a
There was a
woman's
female
ward.
ward,
There was a
but you
female
never
ward?
see any
Okay,
females.
well, okay. What I'm trying to say is you never see any females. Like all the variants are males.
Mhm.
You go down to the prison, it's all males. Like
Well, there was a female ward, but I think the lore of the asylum is that the females didn't react to the experiments. It's just like
Yeah.
the males did, and
Okay.
so obviously they got rid of the female ward
Hmm.
entirely.
okay, that makes sense because this guy Eddie Gluskin or whatever is trying to turn the male variants into females. Basically,
Yeah, and that's as far as we'll
that's
talk
as
about
far
it.
as
It's
I'll
just-
go.
Yeah.
It's really
it gets
odd.
really weird.
It's
Really-
basically if you're
So viewer discretion
like,
advised.
it makes your skin crawl basically.
Yeah.
With,
Like,
just like everything that's
I
happening.
was laughing and also like clenching
Yeah.
when
it's just
watching Jay
terrifying.
last night.
When I
like,
got stuck in the locker,
I said have fun.
yeah, he was so excited to have me go in there. Like,
was like, "You're
I
gonna
knew
say-"
it was gonna happen because I heard you talking about it. But
yeah.
like, he was so happy that I was about to go through that. On the
It was so
character.
funny.
They didn't. It's just basically the gore and the
They don't hold back.
terror. Yeah, the terror factor. What'd you say? The shock value.
It's straight up shock.
It's just like cranked to 10 in this. It's just straight.
I
shock
feel like
value.
they overdid it in that part. It was a
Yeah,
little bit.
it was unnecessary.
It was a
It
little
was a
bit too
DLC.
much.
They could do whatever, I guess. It wasn't the main game
Yeah,
to
they-
make people
They
like.
could
they
have
could've made-
not done whatever.
They could have made it like same shock value, but it didn't have to be. I'm not gonna get into it, but it didn't have to be around that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, like he could have just been a guy. Like he could have been kind of like the Doctor.
Yeah.
He's a terrifying character as it is. That part was just unnecessary.
Yeah. But you know how like good this character stuck in our head now because of that? Like if he was just doing anything else, he would have been like the scissor guy. Like I don't even remember his name.
Yeah, him and Chris Walker
Traeger.
are the most memorable
Yeah.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the wall rider too.
Yeah, that wasn't necessarily scary. I don't think.
No.
I think the first time you see the wall rider though, that's
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
scary.
that was scary.
Because you're outside and you walk into that shed
Yeah.
and you open that
Oh.
door and then the thing just comes right at
Yeah.
you.
And he's not.
Yeah,
You can't see him with the naked eye. Apparently,
your
from what
camera.
you need your
The night
camera.
vision. which I think they should have played that up even more.
Now, I guess you could somewhat see him from your naked eye, but it's just like blackness.
It's
like
a mist.
It's just mist, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's not a ghost either. He's like
No, it's a
it's a It's
being.
it's a being,
Apparition.
Yeah.
but it's like out of nanobytes. Like he's created out of nanobytes.
He's not
what?
created.
Nanobytes?
What are you
Yes,
talking
he
I never
about?
is.
saw that.
I don't know
you
if
guys.
it's nanobytes. I don't think it's nanobytes. That's technology. Isn't it?
Yes, I
No,
believe.
I didn't think
he's
he's
from a
technology.
supernatural dimension.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I don't think it's nanobytes. It's created by some sort of hormone or something that we release from like psychiatric something.
Oh,
From, like,
I'm gonna
being-
rewatch those videos that I was watching, but I swear
There-
that they were
okay.
saying
I don't
that
think
he
he's
was
created.
created.
There are people do think that it is a created being that they have done, but how would they even do that? I mean,
I don't know. That's what
I
I
do
think that's
know
what the
that
doctor
there
was
was
saying.
another host before in the 40s because the Germans they apparently
Really?
that whole thing, yeah.
But
So
yeah.
I don't know if it's nanobytes.
No, they
I'll even look
they
in right
pulled
here.
it. What people are looking at is they pulled the wall rider
No,
out
nanites.
from
Nanites, that's what it was.
like another
Nanites.
dimension, and the only way they can control it is if they took the people and used their bodies as hosts.
Yeah.
That's the only way they can
Yeah.
control it. So that's why they were experimenting on
So
it.
like
So
right,
I guess it is nanites.
right here, while
nanobytes,
no,
but
yeah,
nanites.
while appearing ghostly in nature, the wall rider is actually a swarm of nanites, small nanoscopic machines which collectively possess great strength and power. It is unclear if Billy simply learned to control the swarm or if he is the first patient to fully manifest the wall rider. A document from 1937 concerning Waldorf's whatever early
Like
work from the-
biological nanites.
yeah.
Biological. So they're not technology.
Yeah.
So
But he is created by the scientists.
He
by
wasn't
that.
created.
I don't know
the
if
wall
he's
rider
created.
wasn't.
I strongly believe he's created.
I don't know if he
I
was
don't think they
created.
found him. I think he
They
was
pulled him
created
out of
in
a
the lab.
dimension. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Where have you heard
Hmm.
that from?
The lore.
Where?
Where? I don't know. I read it on
I
the fandoms, and I read it on a
Oh.
few other places
I don't
too.
think he's created. I don't think he's created. But that's I mean,
Yeah, I'm trying to see something about it, but it's hard to find.
biological nanites. So I don't think they created a biological being. If it was technology, then maybe.
It's a sentient being.
So thanks. Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's really confusing, and I think the community is still divided on what it is exactly.
yeah.
From what I'm reading online right now.
Oh, the wall rider is based on the nightmare creature from the German folklore called Alp, who is also called wall rider. Alp is said to originate from the mountains of Germany, similar to how the wall rider originated from Mount Massive. Both of them also have the ability to fly and turn partially invisible as well as shapeshift. So I think it's a folklore creature or something like that.
Oh yeah, it even says aliases is out, supernatural, God, the swarm,
Yeah.
the thing in
God.
the darkness. Yeah, apparently that's all its aliases.
Yeah,
Nano
but
cloud.
it just needs something to inhabit.
Shroud.
So I think the whole like seeing him with your night vision, I think that could have been played up even more, which would have made it a lot more scary.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
I used it a little bit, but I just kind of ran. But if it was at a point where like you had to use your night vision in order to see the figure, like if it was amped up a little bit, that would have made it really scary.
Yeah.
Because like you could see nothing, and then all of a sudden you turn your camera on and do the night vision, you see it or something.
He's right in your face.
Yeah.
Like there was that last scene when you're running from him, and I didn't even know where he was, and I wasn't sure what to do turning off Billy's life support, and then he just killed me out of nowhere. I'm like, oh okay,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
restarted it.
I think I died in that part too, because no, you. Wait.
I didn't die.
I don't know. Someone told me. I think it was you. You told me, Chug. You were like, just go to the other door.
Just go through
Yeah.
that door. Just go through it.
Because I was
yeah.
like, where do I go? I kept doing the fingerprint thing. I realized I
Yeah.
couldn't
That's
do
what
that
Jay,
yet.
that's what Jay said. Jay did too, and he's like, I went through the other door and it was locked, and I was like, well, it's open now, so go.
Yeah, that was another issue I had where certain events would make another door open, like an enemy would come through another door, and you had already explored that area and checked every door, and they're all locked. So you don't think to go back to that same door.
Yeah. You were, Ricky, you were having trouble too. That
In-
the DLC
In the
started.
DLCs, yeah.
That, well, I even was wrong about it. But
What?
like you, and the DLCs, there was one point where you had to scale up the ceiling or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it was so, you couldn't
couldn't
see
notice-
unless you
no.
were almost directly looking for
Yeah.
it.
So I
Yeah.
was just running around, and Caleb kept telling me, or Chug kept telling me, like, it's that door. Or someone
I said
did.
it was that door because I
was
thought
a
it was the door.
But I was like, the door
I mean,
doesn't
so,
work.
like,
And then I look up and it's there. And then I forget, because it took me like half an hour just to get through that. I was stuck on so many pieces of those puzzles. But Jay did the same thing. And I totally forgot what to do in that part. So I looked up that speed run thing. And the person literally, it's like,
you looked up how to get out.
I looked up how to get out of that area.
Oh.
And I was able to help Jay out because I totally forgot. He was stuck on it for a while.
That's the other thing because you kept asking me like what's next or whatever, and I'm like I don't know, I forgot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just forget so easily. And even though I just beat the DLC like literally half an hour before JJ played it, or an hour before JJ played it.
I'm glad I
but
played the DLC.
Yeah, the DLC's so worth it.
They added an extra
He
layer.
almost didn't. And
Yeah.
then I was like, just do it. You'll beat
Yeah,
it in
we
like
would
an
have
hour.
not been able to talk about most of it.
I would have looked up a video if I hadn't played it.
Yeah.
But I have 5.7 hours total in it for that in the DLC. That's not bad.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't-
probably
I
somewhere
didn't-
around what I have.
I didn't check how much I had, but I had like 4.1 before the DLC. So I probably have about
Yeah,
like five
same.
and a half.
You probably have like 4
I had 4 with the DLC.
with the
ridiculous.
DLC.
That's how long it took me just to do the full game.
Wait, so the DLC took you just as long as the main game?
no, no, no.
2.5.
The main
and
game
then
and
1.5.
DLC.
2.5 for main,
Oh.
1.5 for DLC.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
That's insane. That's like
I didn't speedrun it either.
No, but
I don't-
speedrunners do
I
it in
don't
like the
understand
main
how.
game in like 23 minutes,
Yeah.
27 minutes. And then the
Which-
DLC was like 5 minutes.
I mean, just think about that. Like, I love Outlast, but playing it over and over and over to beat it like super fast, like,
Yeah.
it's just so weird. Like, I mean, people find enjoyment in that.
Well, people know exactly what each of the enemies do, so they know exactly where
Yeah.
to go. So it gets boring. They probably don't even have the sound on. They probably just go.
I just feel like,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like it
like,
loses
no
its
point.
novelty. Like, it's a horror game,
Yeah.
you know, but like
Yeah.
you play it over and over to speedrun it.
Yeah. You just get tired of it after a while.
Pretty much.
And then you know all the cool glitches where you could get through walls without having to unlock those doors and you just keep going.
Yeah. Which the game? Did you guys have any issues with the game? It
No.
crashed
Oh,
on
yeah.
me
I had
multiple
crashing
times.
issues.
He had to yeah,
Once
Jay was
when
crashing
I
on him.
alt-tabbed out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
that
when
once.
it happened.
You
If I
all-
alt tabbed, it would crash.
You alt tabbed to go into Discord because the Windows key wasn't working, and then my screen was just black like several times, and I
But-
had to restart my computer.
I found out if you alt entered and you turned it to windowed, you could just click over and then click the game again, alt enter again, and it makes it full screen and wouldn't do anything.
Guess it's like a old,
It's
quote unquote
it's,
older game issue.
it's a
maybe?
full screen issue from our older games. So
There's one time when I was playing the DLC, the very beginning, it just shut off for me. I didn't know what happened, but it just died.
Did it a couple times for you, I remember.
Yeah.
It's kind of stupid.
You guys have anything else?
I think that's about it, right?
yeah,
Maybe next podcast. Maybe I don't know.
LS2?
Nah, I don't know.
maybe House of Ashes.
I was gonna say House of. I mean, it is
Oh,
like
yeah.
technically horror, but who cares? I mean,
We gotta play
no,
it
but
together.
when
though.
Trials come
out, we
House
can
of
do that. Oh, yeah,
Ashes.
you're right.
Do
Huh?
That means
podcasts
we need
about
to buy
Trials.
2.
What
Wait,
if-
the
what if
friend
Pass?
pass. Friend pass. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just gonna have to play it from the Cubold, or one of us will have to play it from
Yeah.
the Cubold.
So maybe House of Ashes, probably,
What is
Most
that?
likely, yeah.
or Undertale.
Yeah, we could do Undertale.
Chug's like, no.
Just to say we've played it. It's one of those
It
games
is a
that
very
everyone
iconic
talks
game.
about.
Those horror games?
Yes.
Undertale.
Yeah,
It's not really horror.
I
House,
don't
of
know.
House of Ashes is
You should
technically
play
a
those horror games. Oh, I want to watch you. I want to watch him play that.
Yeah.
Play
Main of Medan.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass.
No.
That would be funny. It's not.
We can give him. We can
Is
give
it-
him access to our Cubold because we
That's
have
true,
we have
yeah.
5
He can
slots
play
and we
Little
only
Hope.
have
You
3.
can pitch in for new games.
Ooh.
Another way
You
to
have 5
split
slots
it.
for what?
Basically, we have a Cubold Steam
Yeah.
that we buy games on for podcast stuff, and basically we just attach our Steam counts to it.
How many slots can you have?
5.
Oh, whoa, really?
Yeah. And so basically, we could just all buy one game on the Steam, and we all have access to it.
Wow, that's cool.
So if you want to help pitch in for stuff,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
we can add you onto that.
But yeah, you should play those. Maybe you might be able to finish. You might be able to catch up to us by the time the next podcast is if we play House of Ashes.
It's like less than 5 hours for each
Yeah,
game.
but they're only single player games, right? Because we can't really.
They
They're
are.
worth playing.
They are
I'm saying
multiplayer,
like
but
you can't play multiplayer
you
if
can,
the
You can.
But who else are you gonna play with?
us for. I'm
No,
saying,
Well, no,
Right,
no,
but
it's
they're
only
two-player.
two-player co-op, but we've already played both games.
I'm saying in the future, like, can you play if the Cubold Steam buys it?
No.
Then
Not multiplayer.
yeah,
no.
exactly, because it has to be off.
Depends on which game.
Well, it's
Okay.
usually single-player games, so that's
Maybe-
play on there.
may-
So
Maybe can you do? You think you can do those with that?
what?
Well, you can give the Game Pass. If you're like, let's say you're playing on the Cubold Steam, and then you give the Game Pass to someone else.
I don't know how it works. We have to look it up, but
Whatever.
Figure it out.
we'll research it later.
Yeah, off podcast.
So
Yeah, we're just like talking about plans while we're talking on the
We
podcast.
tend to do that. Like we were planning the Big E stuff one time.
Were we really?
Yeah, I cut it out of the podcast afterwards because we were just going
You can
on.
probably
and on
cut
about
this
it.
out because it's about 70 minutes now.
70?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Halloween season almost over.
No.
I think by the time we can try to upload this soon, so by the time this gets uploaded, you maybe like a couple days until
Till Halloween.
yeah.
So,
And then Thanksgiving,
happy Halloween.
and then Christmas. Yes.
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the Halloween thing is like I'm really excited for Halloween, but it's also like I've done so much already. I'm kind of like, ugh.
I
Not like,
honestly,
ugh, but
I
I'm
honestly
like,
don't care. People are talking about getting costumes. I'm like,
Costumes for what?
I'm not gonna wear a costume
For what? On Halloween?
just to have a costume or something.
Walk
If,
around the house.
Just to have one.
or if like you go to a party or something, I'm just gonna sleep in my bed. That's all I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or watch a horror movie.
Yeah, that too.
All right.
Or play a horror game.
Or a horror game.
I could play Outlast 2 for the 8 hours straight on Halloween.
That's true.
Yeah.
I want
Okay.
to watch you play it.
Yeah. If you play it, yeah, definitely. You should play it tonight, maybe.
Yeah. Outlast 2 or
Here's
what are the other
button.
games? Yeah, what the
Someone's
is that?
breaking
Yeah.
in.
Someone's just stomping. but
Destructoid.
Play what tonight? Outlast 2 or one of the other games?
Something. I don't know.
Anything.
But let's close. Let's close out. 'Cause This is going really
Yeah,
long.
I'm so
No,
sorry.
let's
listeners.
keep it going.
This is
No,
like-
no.
We're draining your time.
Everyone's already left. They're
Yeah.
gone.
Okay.
So,
Some people
Peace
might
out.
stick around.
Maybe. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for listening. Thanks for sticking around for the Halloween mini series, and we'll see you in the next podcast.